Episode 3. Soft yes. Not every yes is a decision. Some yeses are habits. Soft ones. Automatic ones. The kind that leave a woman before she has fully checked whether she means them. They do not arrive with conviction. They arrive dressed as ease, as openness, as not wanting to be difficult. And because they are so gentle, they often go unnoticed even by the person saying them. That was the shape of Anaya's spring. It began the way these things usually do, quietly. Morning light through curtains. Tea going cold beside skincare she applied carefully, as though care itself might be enough to keep the day aligned. The group chat lit up, as it always did, with last-minute plans and casual energy and the assumption that everyone would orbit the same evening eventually. Drinks tonight. Maybe. Depends what time. I'll see. Anaya looked at the messages and typed yes with 2 kisses at the end, the way women do when they want their agreement to feel easy. She stared at it for a moment before sending it. Not because it was a difficult decision, because it was such a small one. Small enough to pass unnoticed. Small enough to become a pattern. Later, standing in front of her bed with an outfit laid out that somehow looked right and wrong at the same time, she changed once and then again. Nothing was exactly off. It just did not feel like her. Or perhaps it felt too much like the version of her that always adapted first. Her phone buzzed again. Lola said he was coming later. Roxy called that perfect. Celine found it unsurprising. May asked if everyone was still going. Anaya typed yes, deleted it, and typed it again. There are women who say yes because they want to. And there are women who say yes because they do not want to feel like the kind of woman who says no. From the outside, they look exactly the same. Until they don't. May understood that before anyone else did. She was at home, in that calm, minimal quiet that seemed to follow her everywhere, listening to a voice note from Anaya saying she was excited, just a little tired, but probably needed to get out more. May did not answer straight away. That was the thing about women who really notice. They understand that sometimes reassurance only helps if the person actually wants to be stopped. By the time Anaya was in the back of a black cab, city lights beginning to gather properly against the windows, she had already agreed to the shape of the night twice. She opened the chat, closed it, opened it again. It was not anxiety exactly, more like distance arriving early. At Roxy's place, everything was louder, clothes everywhere, music already making decisions for people. Roxy was halfway through another outfit change when Anaya arrived and told her she looked soft. Anaya said she was soft. Roxy replied that they were working on that. It was the kind of line that sounds like affection until you think about it too long. By the time everyone had gathered, the roles had settled almost immediately. Lola was checking her phone with too much softness. Celine was reading the room in the cold, efficient way only she could. Iris was by the window, still enough to disappear in plain sight. May arrived slightly later than everyone else and looked at Anaya first, before anything else, which told its own story. Quietly, and only to her, she said, "You did not have to come." Anaya said she wanted to. May nodded in the way women do when they know the answer they are being given is not the true one, but not yet a lie either. Later, as the music got louder and the room lost whatever intimacy it had begun with, Anaya became the sort of woman who smiles at the right moments while slowly exiting herself. She was listening more than speaking, present enough to be included, gone enough to feel lonely. When Roxy announced they were all going out afterwards, Anaya's first response was not yes. It was are we? But by the end of the exchange she had agreed anyway, automatically, beautifully, softly. It is strange how quickly your body can leave a room even when your face remains in it. At some point Lola received a message and stepped outside, smiling in that private way women do when they want everyone to notice without having to admit that they do. Anaya watched her leave, not with envy, not even with curiosity exactly. more with the tired recognition of someone watching another woman move deeper into a story she has already started telling herself. Later, Anaya drifted toward the window where Iris was already standing. The city looked distant and expensive in the dark. Iris, who never asked a question when she already knew the answer, simply said, "You're tired." Anaya smiled and said she was fine. Iris looked at her for a second, then back out at the city. The most convincing version of "I'm fine" is usually the one that isn't trying too hard to sell it. Outside, in the brief, cool quiet women step into when they need air more than conversation, May told Anaya she could go home. Anaya said she knew. She did not move. That was the thing about habits. They rarely feel like loss in the moment, more like politeness, more like flexibility, more like being easy to love. By the end of the night, the group was already moving again, deciding where next, energy picking up around women who had all agreed, in their own way, to continue. Anaya followed half a step behind. And somewhere in that half step was the whole problem. Sometimes the difference between choosing your life and simply agreeing to it is almost invisible, especially from far away, especially in good lighting, especially when you are smiling.